There's a snowmobile show coming up this weekend. I happen to have two antique Boa Skis. Spoiler alert, if you didn't watch the last video, one of them broke on the test drive. That is all pieces of the drive axle. And this one happened to break right after when I was putting it back in the garage. So that's fine. So this week, I'm going to get both of these fixed again, tidy them up, try and get them, show ready. That'll clean up. And then, this one sat for at least 10 years, and then we only ran it one winter, so before that it probably sat for another 10 years. That other one back there sat, I would guess, at least 30 years. So here's what you want to do. When you've got something that's sat forever, just barely put it together, shine it up so it looks half decent, and then immediately take it racing. I don't think anything's going to go wrong here. Welcome to Cody's Corner Garage. So, I'll start with this one because it's easier and I'm lazy. What we got here is a pile of parts. See, the recoil broke. And what broke is actually this piece of plastic here. Just came right apart. And it did that because the spring let go and pushed that out, which pushed this out, which broke everything. So, I'm going to put this on because it also stripped the splines out of this. Put that on. And then what I did is I found one of the older style metal ones and expertly rebuilt it. And by that I mean I took all the old parts that were still got out of this one and put one new Chinese piece into this and reused all the old stuff I could. But I couldn't leave it looking like that and go to a snowmobile show. So I spruced her up a little. Oh, that'll look good on there. I gotta be honest. It feels like I just did this. Oh, why did I put those on so tight? Oh yeah, I know why it feels like I just did this. Because I just did this. If you didn't watch the last video, go back and give that a watch first. It's where I got these two sleds running after sitting forever. And I actually had to put this engine on the snowmobile, but I put this recoil on it off my land and then broke it. Because that's how things go usually. So, here we are, taking it back off again to put one on that I found used. And just to give you guys an understanding, this one was completely seized. This didn't even move when I got it. So, I fixed it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just go buy a new one. But here's the thing. They stopped making these. I don't know when, but it just amazes me that they would even do that. These lamb parts used to be a dime a dozen. Buy them anywhere. Oh well. I guess that's the way it is with some of this stuff. Times change. Parts go away. So you just got to work with what you got. So I don't know if this one's going to work either. I haven't even tried it yet. But at least it'll look good, mounted on the side of this. Here we go. I'm thinking right there's probably good. It does work. So here's what's going on here, this recoil. I got it taken back apart. Now the dogs are made to spring out that way. But what's going on is there's a notch. You can see it worn in right there. And what's happening is when these kick back, they're actually going too far, and then they get stuck in that notch, and they stick that way. So what I'm going to have to do is mix up some JB weld, this is aluminum, and fill in that notch, that little groove that's worn in, so that it can't kick back into it. It'll only go to about there and stop. And hopefully that'll hold up. See those grooves a lot more clearly. One there, on the other side. So, I'll mix up some JB weld. Hopefully get that stuck together well enough to work. It might not look too good, but I'm hoping that'll solve the problem. Alright, got that back on. Seems to be working okay. So now, we'll move on to getting this one apart. Actually, first, reverse here. I'm going to get started on the seat. So basically, my plan here is my wife, see, she knows how to sew. And because of that, I went and got myself some vinyl. I've got an old seat foam over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make a new seat. Attach it to these hinges. Piece of wood here. Foam. Get her to recover it. I've got, I don't know if it's the original or some backrest that someone made, but anyway, I've got a backrest. And if I can get all that together, then that'll look really good for the show. And I didn't just get black vinyl, I went all out on this, so hopefully that'll get done soon and you guys can see it. But for now, I gotta start with cutting the wood and the foam. There. So this is going to have to go 31.5 by 15.5. 31.5 by 15.5. Okay. 15.5, right about there. There. Now I'm not much of a carpenter, so cutting a straight line is not my forte, but we'll see how it goes. Oh. Turns out you need power for these things to work, apparently. Okay. I gotta be honest, that went a lot more smooth than I thought it would. Now, the foam isn't ideal, but it's what I got. So, what you want to do here is measure absolutely nothing and just keep guessing until it works, basically. So, that being said, I'm going to finish hacking the front off since it's already half done. I have no idea what this foam was originally for, but it definitely wasn't a Boa ski. I mean, that's kinda-ish. Gotta get rid of this. Now, if you really want to, you can buy foam. Of course. Like, they make new foam that you can just pick it up and it's universal and you cut it and use it and whatever, but here's my theory. Recycle, guys. It's easier on the environment, and more importantly, it's easier on your wallet. And also, you've got to cut those universal ones to fit anyway, so if I'm going to cut it, I might as well cut the one that I already have. See? I don't know. Does that make any sense? There. See, that kind of looks like a seat. Sorta. Let's do a little test around here. Oh yeah, that's way too high up. Okay. That's actually good because we're going to need the filler. Don't worry. Just going to take a little off the top. Probably about maybe there-ish. Sure. Let's try that. Where's Crocodile Dundee when you need him? I need a bigger knife. There we go. There. Now what's the height like? Oh, that's better. That's where it should be. And this is where you got to start getting a little creative. Remember, we're going to cover this whole thing, so this can all just be laying in there, really, and floating around. Especially that far back on the seat, because it's not like you're going to be sitting there anyway. So basically, we're just trying to fill in around the edges here. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be perfect, but listen, I never strive for perfection, ever. It's too unobtainable. Just work with what you got and build what you can, and it's good enough. Okay? Pretty sure I'm not supposed to breathe that in. Okay. Alright. I'll go deliver this mess to my wife. Let her do her magic, and then we'll pick this up when she gets done. And I do mean mess. But she's a wizard with this kind of stuff, so we'll see what she can do. So I'll take that in, drop it off, and then we'll get to work on this one. Seat's done. It ain't perfect, but for the $40 I got into it, I'll take it. And when you stand back from it, it does look pretty sharp. I think it'll look really good when this is actually shined up. It even does the flippy thing. So it's got a spot for all your spark plugs down here. Anyway, so that's job done. Looks great. So next up, we've got this on stands. Now, this is my 1970 Boa ski, and if you didn't catch the last video, go check that out. That's where I got this thing running for the first time, probably since sometime in the 70s. So what happened was coming back up the driveway, pretty typical with these old snowmobiles when they sit for that long, the plastic on the drive sprockets completely blew up on me. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't that surprised because, again, last video I explained that my dad used to own this. I remember the first time that we had this running and out, it did exactly the same thing. So, I already know how to fix it, because you can't get this Boa ski stuff anymore. It's basically gone. But what you can do is an Elan has the same pitch track. So I think some of you already know where I'm going with this. So, what we're going to do is put Elan drive sprockets on this Boa ski, because you can still buy those ones. First step is to drop the rear axle and a couple of the bogie wheels, and then we can dig into the chain case and get that apart, and then we should be able to get the axle out. And then once I've got the axle out, I'll show you how to fix this. Well, I got the rear axle out. Dropped down. Unfortunately, my camera died. I didn't get the whole thing on video, but was that ever a fight? This side? No problem. Fell right apart. This side, this bolt here that goes through that sleeve, was rotted solid in there. I had to heat it. I had to beat on it like crazy with a sledgehammer. It's just, that was insane. And then I got the bolt out. It didn't even look that bad. So, anyway, we get that out. Now we got to drop a couple bogie wheels, get some slack, and then I should be able to pull the front axle out of it. Well, if you're anything like me, when you get more than one project going on at the same time, your head starts to spin. You don't know which direction up is. So, I made a list. So for this one, we still have to do the axle. That's the big issue. But we also have to run new fuel lines because I robbed them to fix the other one. We need a strap to hold our new Elan tank into it. I got to bungee cord this seat off the other one onto this one because this one's not getting a seat because I ran out of vinyl with that one. And with this one, I'm thinking we preserve the look that it just got pulled right out of a shed. Leave the dust all over it. Don't shine anything. Don't touch anything up. Just make it look like we just pulled it out of the shed. Now the 69 over there, we've got a little bit of wiring left to do on that. Try and get that key switch to work. The recoil still isn't working right. I'm going to have to tear that apart again. The chain case needs some lube. And I'm thinking that one, now that it's got a nice seat and a nice painted starter cover and the hood's in good shape, I'm thinking that when we shine it right up and make it look like it's brand new, or as close as we can get it. I'm not going to go crazy and paint the thing, but we'll see how good we can make it look. I think we can make it look pretty good from about 40 feet away. So that's the plan. Got a lot of work to do. I think next I'm going to try and tear the track out of this one. I finally got all my parts gathered up here. So let's get to it. Did I mention it's Thursday night and the show is on Saturday morning? That seems about right. There. Look at this. That's all pieces of the original drive axle there. Anyway. So. Well. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was easy. Alright. Next I gotta try and get this roll pin out. See how that goes. Now, what are the chances that just slides off? I'm going to say very slim. Yep. We'll probably need heat and pry bars and... Okay. What do we got? Great. That looks like it's splined on. Which I kind of figured it would be. But that means it's going to be real hard to get off. Probably going to have to heat it. Yep. That is not going to come off there easy. I will never understand these. I just bought this today and it already doesn't work. I'm going to try and avoid getting my acetylene torch out, but if it comes down to it, I will. Well, I can't tell if that's moving or not. Wonder what the chances are I can just take the flange off on the opposite side and then beat this side through. Maybe I'll give that a go. These bolts are pretty rusty, so I'm probably going to break all these off. Where are you at? Where? Why can't I? There? No, no, that's not it. Get onto the... Let's try this one. Well, what is going on with that? Someday, I'm going to hit my 40s. And I'm going to wonder why I did all this stuff. As my back is killing me, and I take my 5th painkiller for the day. But for now, I'm just going to ignore all those thoughts and keep hurting my back. Well, that escalated very quickly. So, this was seized into that. So, I got this out, and I heated that until there was stuff falling off of it. And then I beat on this with a mini sledge and a brass punch. And then I heated it, and then I beat on it some more, and then I heated it, and then I sprayed it with some oil, and then I heated it, and then I caught this on fire, and then I heated it, and I beat on it some more, and then I heated it, and then I hit my wrist 15 times, and then I heated it, and then I beat on this some more, and then I switched to a steel punch and the big sledgehammer, and then I heated it, and then that was too hard to control, and I hit my wrist 3 more times, and then I switched back to this, and then I heated it, and then I beat it some more, and then I heated it, and then I beat it again, and it fell apart. So anyway, it's now going on midnight. Tomorrow's Friday. Show's Saturday. So I think what we're going to do is just shorten the list. Okay? So what do we got here? We got axle in progress. Fuel lines. That takes 5 minutes. Tank strap, bungee cord, done. Seat, already made, bungee cords, done. Preserve Barnfind look. Okay, I just won't touch it. Then we got this one here. The old 69 Boa Ski. Wiring, optional. Recoil, I'll take a rope with me. Spit shine. I got a wax cleaner there. We can just polish that up as best we can really fast. Chain case lube. I'll just pop it off and pump some grease into it, put it back on, because I'm not even going to bother trying to get a seal on it. So, grease is fine. Yeah, that's about it. So, we'll get all that done. And then test drive neither one of them, put them in the trailer, and take them to the show. Yeah, that seems about right. We'll see you tomorrow. So as usual, nothing ever seems to go right for me. It's freezing rain right now. Roads are really icy. Can't see out of my mirrors, but I do have a U-Haul hooked up. At least I hope it is. And then this happens. Well, that's good. So this is going to get interesting. Wipers are iced up. Mirrors are iced up. Canadian winters are awesome. If there happens to be anyone from the south watching, this is what it's like in Canada in the winter. Ooh, almost fell. Yeah. Look at that. That's supposed to be, you know. Anyway, made her. Don't know what's going on with the brake light though. I still got brakes. Piece of black tape will fix that, I guess. Alright, so we're back out here. First job today is, I already got the bearings off this axle, so we're going to have to take the sprockets off, and then I got to take the sprockets off of any land axle, and take the flanges out, and use those flanges with the new sprockets that I have to make elan sprockets and flanges fit on a Boa Ski shaft. And then put all that back into the Boa Ski, because that's... Anyway, you'll see what I mean here. So as you can see, things are exactly as I left them here last night. Oh. So, first things first, we gotta get the roll pins out of this axle. Now, if I'm lucky, I can set that over a vise and just give it a thunk and it'll come out. But I already know that's not going to happen, so I'm probably just going to skip straight to the vise. I meant press. As you can see, I've set up my press in the most ideal location possible. Dug through the scrap pile in there. Turns out I've got two of the same junk brake rotors. So that'll work perfect. There, I'll see what happens. Ooh. Ooh. Bending. Breaking. Snapping. Bad noises. Getting scared. Yep. That's about what I figured would happen. There. And now we have a bare axle shaft that we can modify to make it work. So I figured I'd explain a little bit better what's going on here. So you've seen how I had to cut the Boa Ski flanges off. They were held in with roll pins. They were aluminum. And when a sprocket gets, when the plastic goes off the outside of the sprocket on them, you can't fix them. So what I'm going to do is the same thing that was actually done on the 69 Boa Ski that I have. Is I'm going to take an elan axle. Now this one's junk, but these sprockets are the same pitch and tooth count for that track. So what you can do is you can take these flanges, you can still buy those sprockets, I have a new set. You can take the flanges for them, and you can press them onto this, and then tack them in place for the inside flange, and then you put the screws through. See, that's screws and nuts holding that one together. You put your screws through after you get the inside one welded. You put your sprocket down and you put your outside flange on, you screw them together. But key thing here is that everything has to be lined up perfectly dead centered in the track, right where it needs to be, because if not, it won't work. The other thing I have is a couple new bearings to go on the ends. But the first thing I'm probably going to do is go over to the wire wheel and clean the shaft up to make it easier to press everything onto it. You with me? Huh. Okay. I'm going to figure out how to get this apart, and I'll be back when I do. So hopefully you can see what I was trying to do there. That's the Boa Ski axle. That's that metal flange that I robbed from that one. That's an aluminum one that I got new. So what I can do now is, once I get the other metal flange and put the other one together, sit over here somewhere, then I can take this, stick it in there, line it up where it's got to go in the track, and then I can weld that steel one in place. And then if I ever got to change these, I can just unbolt it from the outside and slide the sprocket off, slide the new one in and bolt it back together, and this flange will just stay in place. Alright, so now we've got the new drive sprockets and flanges all mounted on here. I got them all lined up where they need to be. At least I think they're where they need to be, I'm hoping. I tacked them, tested it. It seems like it's going to work. So now I'm going to go weld them all in solid. There we go. They're on there forever now. If I screwed that up, then I can pretty much give up on taking this tomorrow. That's a little bit scary. Alright, this is kind of the moment of truth here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I got it in there. Now, I gotta try and get this gear lined up in the right position. Back on there. Now I guess I just give that a couple smacks, maybe. That's gonna go on just as hard as it came off, I think. That's good. Ah, great. Oh. New problem. The chain just fell apart. Okay. See if I can fix this. So I gotta admit, that's probably the greasiest repair I've ever done with a chain before in my life. But I just put a big old booger weld on the end of her so that it doesn't come back out. And it can still turn freely, and it'll be good enough for this whole thing for now. Eventually I'll get another chain for it, but I don't have one tonight. The show's in the morning, so running out of time. Well, I guess this has decided that it's going to be just as much of a battle putting it back together as it was taking it apart. Now let's heat this up real good. And hopefully we can slam it on there. Alright. Now, beat that on while it's still hot, hopefully. There we go. You know what? That is so hard on there. I think I'm just going to put a big cotter pin through it. Doesn't even really need anything. Put some grease into this because I know it leaks, so there's no point in putting oil in it. Oh, it feels good to be putting that on. Also, I'll probably be taking it off about the third time I drive this to put a new chain on, but that's fine. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright guys, I really got a motor on this. It's going on midnight again, the show's in the morning. So I'm just going to rig up the fuel lines, throw the tank in, slap a seat on it. Basically what you see here is what it is. And the other one, I'll give it a quick polish in the morning, and I guess we'll see you at the show. Just before I go here, let's go through our list quick. Alright, axle, done, finally. Get rid of this. Alright, fuel lines, yep. Tank strap, yep. Seat, yeah. Sure. This, no, maybe in the morning. Also maybe in the morning, probably in the morning. Okay, I think we're done here. Oh, I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow. Well, we made it to the show. They both ran, so that's good. Lots of cool stuff here. There's some old Huskies. They're really neat. Ski roll. This guy used to have the 86 Jetta that I got. Blue one. Mercury and an Enticer. Little kitty cat. Had one of them when I was a kid. And the two Boa Skis. Do I take the one that's hard to start or the one that's got no brakes?
You get anything great, but if you break it,
What's the blade upside down, that's all.
You're doing very good, that one.
get caught up in it. Go. Do it. Whoop. Do it. Good nose. Two or three. I would. Mango. Oh, shoot. Oh. I'm really tired.
Got myself first place.
Well, he's overlooking at snowmobile.
So that's pretty cool.
Winter carnival outdoors.
And they both survived. They're both still going. Well, we made it back home from the show. And now that I'm out of the shock of having won that and what just happened, I'd like to take a minute and talk about it. So, what really happened there is I took 2 of these old beaters to a show that there was stuff that was in amazing shape there. You just can't even wrap your head around it. Showroom condition. And I smashed these things together, staying up 3 nights in a row till 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to get them done. Took them there without even so much as firing them up again. And I took them racing. I had a blast. I don't have hardly any money into these things. Like, there's nothing into them. They're just built out of pieces. None of it's correct. And it just goes to show, you don't have to have a nice, restored, shiny, high-dollar, everything perfect machine to go to these events and have fun. It doesn't matter if it's a snowmobile, if it's a car, if it's a motorcycle. I went to this thing. I met all kinds of people there. They all loved it. I even met up with the guy that used to own my Jetta, and he was having a great time. It's just, guys, you got to get these things, get them worked on, get them fixed, get them out there, go to an event, have a good time, meet some people. Just don't leave it sitting in the garage thinking that you'll get to it someday because you don't have this perfect piece, or this one spot's not shiny enough, or it needs a paint job, or, just put it together and enjoy it. Stop trying to get it perfect. Just get it out there and have fun. If you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps me out in the long run. I'm pretty new to this, so we're just getting started out, and every little bit helps. And yeah, if you stuck around this long, then thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.